Hello and welcome to this Halloween-themed doll customizing video. In this video series, I will show you how I made the Executioner from Alice Madness Returns out of a Skull Shores Ghoulia Yelps doll. Quick disclaimer, I am not a professional doll artist, I'm only 16, so you should not see this as a tutorial and more as a way of entertainment. Also, this was my part in an Instagram Halloween doll collaboration, and the doll artists Dolly Productions, Ghost Queen 1312, Mar Repaints, and Shemmy Dolls, and me were included in the collab. So I will be linking their YouTube channels in the description below. Check them out. Okay, on to the video. I first start with cutting off all her hair. I try to cut the hair as short as possible so it will make the next step easier. When I'm satisfied with how she looks, I first pull off the head. Then, before grabbing my tweezers, I put on a glove to protect my skin. I found out the hard way that you can get sore fingers from doing this. So yeah, that's why I'm having the glove on. To my surprise, she didn't actually have that much glue in her head. Usually, the doll's stubble is really gooey and icky and yeah, pretty disgusting, but she was alright. And now is the point that I'm going to tell you why I chose this particular doll. The reason for that is she has two different arms, as you can see. The reason for that is actually because I stole her arms and gave them to my Sweet Screams Ghoulia. That left me with a doll with two different arms, which left me to have to decide what to do with her, because you can't just waste a doll. So, I started to try to come up with stuff to do with this doll. So I got on to making a few simple sketches of what I could imagine myself doing with her. And the most important thing for me was to try to cut up some stuff on this doll, just because she was missing an arm and I thought it would be really fitting. I came up with that I maybe wanted to put tentacles in her head or through her eyes, and that's when I came up with the idea of making the Executioner, which was my final decision. So my plan in this project was basically just to make my doll as accurate to the original as possible, except for making one of the arms, the missing arm, a tentacle. So of course I just started with cleaning off the face. When that was done, I started to plan out how I wanted to make the actual head. So I decided to drill holes into the head. Yeah, there's the drill, and there's the head, and there's a protective sheet. Or what do you call it? I don't know it right now. But there's the Dremel that I'm planning to use, and I started with just practicing on this plastic thingy. Yeah. It didn't work that good in the beginning. See? Yeah, that happened. And even after practicing a bit, I started with drilling a hole in the back of the head at first, just so, I would get to know the material better. And then I got to do the eyes. And of course I slipped a little, so she got a scratch on her face. Later I figured out that it was easier to actually just first punch a hole in the face before trying to drill a bigger hole. So that's what I'm doing here. Yeah, and it helped really well. You can't see it from that far away, but yeah, it made it really a lot easier to just drill the hole. After just drilling basic holes, I draw where I want the hole to be, like finally. So yeah, then I just follow that shape that I just drew, and there you go. You got yourself a doll with holes in her face. And of course, a lot of stuff in her head. Yeah. Then I just cut off the ears because she won't be needing them anymore. I just dremeled off and sanded off the ear to make the head shape right again, and then I started to do the mouth, and here you see that I was doing the same thing as with the eyes to get the basic shape, and there's a fly. To drill an even mouth was actually a lot harder than I thought, because you know the mouth is like sticking out from the face compared to the eyes. And here I am vacuuming my working space. Just because, you know, you gotta have a clean working space. And yeah, it's working really well. Also, at this point, I decided to cut open the head. I am going to cut it open more than, yeah, here's the face, by the way. And at this point, I was so fed up with the Dremel that I just had to show how I'm finally packing it away. And now I am getting ready to make the teeth. I'm putting some of my thermoplastic in hot water, as you can see. Just get it out of there. It's not tea. Yeah, those are pretty warm because you have to put them in like boiling water. Yeah, so it gets pretty hot. And then I just start to make a flat like thingy, and then I just cut out the tooth plate, I don't know, but you can see I experimented a little, and that is the bottom tooth row, because yeah, the chin is kind of small from the inside, so that's how it's gonna be. I also tried to make the mask. Yeah, I just tried because, yeah, I was curious how it would look. So I put on some plastic and punched holes. Yeah, that's how it looked at that point. It will get better, trust me. And now I'm just moving on to the face up. I am also wearing this unprofessional mask, as you can see. Yeah. And I tried to film the face up with this head cam that I tried to build out of my tripod, and I failed. From the blushing process, this was literally the only footage that I could use. It's kind of sad, but yeah. This is how it looked at this point, and that's where I scratched the face with a Dremel. And that's it for this part. Yeah, the video is getting kind of long, so I'm cutting it into more than just this part. I will probably have the link to the next part on the screen right now, so feel free to either click on that, or if you didn't like it, just click away. Just basically do whatever you want. Okay, bye.